Every time you pick up your phone, you're pulling a slot machine lever. You just don't see machine. There is no flashlights, no coins falling out, but the exact same mechanism that keeps people in Vegas glued as slot machines for hours is running in your pocket right now on purpose. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and for free changes you can make today to break it. Let's start with something you already know, even if you don't like admitting it. You pick up your phone to check one notification, and 20 minutes later, you are still there. You didn't decide to spend 20 minutes. Nobody does. It just happens. That's not a willpower problem. I used to coach athletes, and if there's one thing sport teach you, it's this. When smart, disciplined people keep falling at the same thing over and over, the problem usually isn't person. It's the system they are up against. And the system here was built deliberately, but by some of the smartest designers and psychologists in the world, not to help you, to keep you scrolling. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Some of the very engineers who built these features have said so publicly on the record, including the guy who invented the pull to refresh gesture, who later said he regretted it because of how addictive it turned out to be. So let's actually open up the machine. Here's the core trick, and it comes straight from casino design. Slot machines don't pay out every time. They pay out on what psychologists call a variable reward schedule. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And you never know which pull will be the good one. That unpredictability is the whole trick. If a machine paid out every single time, you'd be bored fast. If it never paid out, you'd walk away. But somewhere in between, random, unpredictable, maybe this time, that's what keeps your brain hooked. This was studied all the way back in the 1950s with pigeons and levers, and it turned out to be one of the most powerful behavior patterns we know of. Now open Instagram, open TikTok, pull down to refresh your email. Same mechanism. Every single time you check, you don't know if there will be a new like, a new message, something interesting or nothing. That uncertainty is not an accident, it's the product. Let's go through 3 specific features built on exactly the principle. Number 1, the pull to refresh gesture. Every time you drag down and wait for new content to load, you are pulling the lever. The half-second delay before content appears isn't a loading bug. It builds anticipation, the same way a slot machine spins before it shows you the result. Number 2. The infinite scroll. There used to be a page 2 button. Now there is nothing. The feed just continues. Because the moment you have to make a decision, do I want to keep going? Is the moment you might stop. Remove decision point and you remove the stopping point too. Number 3. Notification budgies. That little red circle with a number in it. Red is used specifically because it's the color your brain reacts to fastest. It signals urgency. Even when there is absolutely nothing urgent about someone liking your photo 3 hours ago. None of this happened by accident. Companies employ people whose actual job title involves the words growth or engagement, and their job is to make these small design choices, test them of millions of users, and keep the changes that make people come back more often and stay longer. That's not evil exactly. It's just a machine optimized for one goal that happens to be running in your pocket, optimized against your goals. So, now that you can see the machine, let's talk about how to actually step away from the lever without throwing your phone in a lake. I'm not going to tell you to delete social media or go buy a $300 dumb phone. These are 4 things you can do today for free in under 10 minutes total. Fix number 1. Turn your screen to grayscale. Color is part of what makes these apps rewarding. Bright reds, blues, that little dopamine hit from a colorful feed. Turn your screen to black and white, and huge chunk of that pull disappears. It's built into every phone's accessibility settings. Take 30 seconds and honestly, the first time you try it, you'll be surprised how much less appealing your own phone suddenly looks. Fix number 2. Turn off budge notifications. Not all notifications, just the budgies. You can still get a notification sound or banner for things that actually matter. A call, a message from someone specific, but the red counter sitting there all day demanding to be cleared to 0. That's pure bait with no real information in it. Turn it off in your setting under notification per app. Fix number 3. Batch your checks instead of reacting to every ping. Pick 2 or 3 set times a day to check messages and social media instead of every time something buzzes. Completely because you are the one deciding when to pull the lever, not the app. Most phones let you schedule Do Not Disturb automatically for the hours in between free, built-in feature. Fix number 4. Create one phone-free zone. Just one. The bedroom is the easiest place to start. Charge your phone outside the room or across the room, not next to your pillow. You'll sleep better and you'll break the habit of your phone being the first and last thing you see every day, which not coincidentally is exactly when your willpower is at its lowest. None of these required an app, a subscription, or willpower you don't have. They just remove you from the loop the design is built around. So, quick recap. Your phone isn't broken. You are up against the system built by a team of very smart people using the exact same variable reward principle that makes slot machine works. Of this one phone free zone. Start with just one of these today. If this made you look at your phone differently, subscribe. Because next up, I'm breaking down the actual algorithm behind your feed and the one free setting that changes without changes what it should soon.